Here we are, June 11th, Cape Cod at a marina with a diesel fuel leak on a sailboat. And what is done most of the time is dishwashing soap is used to disperse this and sink it. And this happens on a daily basis in marinas all over the United States. It's time for people to be more responsible and use a simple and environmentally responsible cleanup solution. So instead of taking Dawn dishwashing soap and dispersing this or sinking this in the water column and letting it go out into Cape Cod Bay and impact all the eelgrass and clam and oyster beds and the sensitive marshlands, we're going to take a simple open-celled OPFLEX eelgrass mop and put it in the oil and remove it. It's simple, using a 4-foot eelgrass mop to remove the oil and diesel from the water. Instead of sinking it and putting it into the environment, we're removing the contamination in the oil from the water, from the environment. Lift it up. Look at that. Took the sheen right out of the water.
Yeah, I like this a little better about the solution than Dawn.
The OPFLEX embedded mesh belt boom in conjunction with the OPFLEX eelgrass mop, containing, absorbing, and removing a fuel, oil, and sheen leak from a sailboat. So DeLong, tell me your opinion of people that use dishwashing soap to disperse and sink the oil versus an environmentally responsible way to clean the oil from the water.
I mean, you got to think about it. If the dishwashing soap is just pushing all the oil back down into the water column and down the seabed, it's not going to really remove it. It's only going to contaminate it further, and it can even spread further throughout the water, whereas something like this, the OPFLEX can remove it safely, and it's a much better solution than dispersing it further throughout the water, and it's a lot more protective of the environment as well.
What do you think, though? It's kind of eye-opening for me. You think sailboats, environmental responsibility, and I didn't realize till old engines, diesel engines, sheen in the water, and sailboats are just as guilty as powerboats for.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I grew up on the water here, and it's incredible how much fuel can get spilled in from pretty much all boats. Any kind of boat that has any engines running. The only thing that really isn't going to do it is a straightforward sailboat like a Beetle Cat, which is that's got no motor at all. But every boat's guilty. You know, there's not a lot you can do to prevent that. But then, as long as we have stuff like this, that's really going to help at least contain spills and clean them up as well.
What do you think about the possibility of the cumulative effect? Just think how much oil spills every day from powerboats, from sailboats, and if everybody took a more proactive approach and removed it from the water instead of sinking it. I just learned about this Dawn dishwashing liquid soap being dumped on the oil to disperse it, and that's like what people got so angry about BP doing in the Gulf. So individuals, people every day are sinking oil that is leaking from their boats, and then they want to point the finger at a corporation, and that's what I say. People are responsible for spilling oil, not corporations.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the big thing is a lot of people just don't know all about this, and the more people talk about it, the more they tell each other. And the bigger it gets, then the better the chance is that everyone that wants to actually help the environment and protect what we like, where we live. It's a lot. Yeah, I view this stuff as a miracle, honestly.
You think there's hope for your generation? I do. I think your generation gets it.
I've been saying this for a while. I think that it's the youth right now that are really starting to wake up and they're really starting to see how much damage human beings have caused this planet for centuries, and it's really time to wake up and see. I mean, look at here's more coming out right now. It's amazing that kids my age and just around my age are really starting to wake up.
You want to grab the pole and remove that latest leak of oil and sheen. You can see the OPFLEX too attracting the oil and sheen, kind of like a magnet. The tide and the current's not even carrying the oil and sheen because of the molecular attraction.
As soon as I pull it towards it, everything just starts moving right into the eelgrass.